I've been making videos for like 15 years now. I've made videos that have hit hundreds of millions of views. And what's happening right now in the video space is insane. Remotion just released a skill last week that allows you to programmatically create videos now. You can create motion graphic videos. You can create videos to showcase a new feature. The possibilities are endless. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use it as a complete beginner, how to install the Remotion skill into Claude Code, how to use Claude Code to create a video with Remotion, how to stack skills in Claude Code to add superpowers to your videos and Claude Code abilities. So here in Twitter, we see that Remotion has released a skill just 6 days ago from the time of this video, and it's already captured 13 million plus. This is not just any ordinary skill. This is a skill that lets you programmatically create videos. And you could use this within Claude Code, Cursor, any of your AI coding tools, and then you could also apply other skills to it. So for example, I could take this skill for creating videos and apply it with a marketing skill or a video creation skill that I build or that I get from a library of skills to enhance the quality of the videos that are being created. Some members in our Claude Code community are even talking about automatically creating videos based on their latest poll releases. So imagine this, you accept a poll request, it merges with live, and all of a sudden you get a notification saying, here's your video explaining what you just built in a product-focused way. I mean, there are unlimited use cases around this. If you have a customer support center, right, and you get a lot of the same questions, you can just prompt to create the video of showing how to solve this common answer. As you can see, there's just a lot of different ways that you can enable your non-technical team members to not even go in a video editor, just to create videos in a very simple way. And again, I'm going to do this without even going into the terminal, just staying high level. So the first thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to copy this, all right? And then from there, we're going to download the Claude Anthropic desktop app. For those that haven't used it yet, this is like a $20 a month subscription. You can use it for chat, cowork, and Claude Code. All three are amazing. You can also download it on your phone. You can chat with it from anywhere. It's the rival to ChatGPT, and it's just incredible. So right away, I could see that I can access, my different projects that I have access to, whether it's in a local or workspace. Essentially, is this going to run on my computer, or is this going to run in a virtual environment, right? And for this situation, I do just want to install this skill. I have picked a project that I'm working with here in my own personal website. You can create a new folder. Essentially, what you're saying is, I want to create a folder on my computer where I'm going to create this project, right? My personal website's good enough. So now I'm just going to tell Claude Code, I'm just say, hey, help me install this skill. All right, now we're going to wait for Claude, and we're going to figure out what else might be needed to install this skill. So it's looking for it. It's going to run the skill for us. You see that command right there. It's essentially asking us for our permission to run that terminal command on our behalf. All right, so it's saying it's not going to work in this environment, but we're going to fix it for you. It fixed it for me. This skill was installed. Here's a summary. So the skill's installed. It's in my folder that I gave it to, and it's ready to get going. So it's installed 3 agents, Claude Code, etc. The skill is now available to use, and I can invoke it with right here, this keyboard command right here, right? But I don't even really need to do that. It allows me to stay and make it so much easier. So I want to make a video for my podcast, This Week in AI. Right now, we're going through a rebrand. It was This Week in No Code. Now it's This Week in AI. I want to update it and have a motion graphics fun style, right? Now, the way that we can think about video creation is scenes. For each scene, that's kind of like a layout that we need. And usually a video has multiple scenes. So I'm going to use AI to help me build the prompts that I then feed to Claude Code to build the video in Remotion for me, okay? Now, just so you can see an example, I'm going to pull up an example of what we're currently working with here. All right, so this is my normal intro right here. As you can see, it has David, who used to be a host on the show. He's not there anymore, but it has this kind of style, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it some screenshots of the style that I'm looking to create here. And I'm going to give that to AI to help me create the prompts around how I want this to be. Great. Now, just to keep things simple, I am going to pull up ChatGPT. I'll go over here, and I'm going to create a new one right here and say, help me create prompts that I can use to create a video with. Each prompt, I want it to be broken down by a scene. And then I'm going to give it context. We always need to give it more context and context to make sure that it knows what it's doing. My name is JJ. I run the podcast This Week in AI. It's a weekly podcast where we share the latest news in AI and then show you how to build something, bring on a CEO to talk about their journey, and just generally explore the AI space. I'm looking to create a really fun animated intro, and I'm going to paste some screenshots of the style that I'm looking for here. Now, I want you to return scenes outlined of what we need for a 5 to 10-second intro showing JJ as the host, talking about what we'll accomplish on This Week in AI, the podcast, and keep it really fun and high energy. All right, so I have that. Now I'm going to grab my screenshots, bring it in here, and now I'm going to ask ChatGPT here to create the prompts that I'm now going to feed into Claude Code. All right, so I'm going to minimize this. I see I have some prompts coming in. That's great. So my first prompt right here is going to be this. All right, so using this skill, create this scene in Remotion. So now I'm going to start having it create this first scene. It's going to invoke this skill that we have set up in our local. And just to tell you, like, this is a video skill, but this is generally how skills work in Claude Code. You can add lots of different skills and you can build your own skills. They're actually quite easy to do. And then you can figure out when they should be invoked or not invoked. And from there, you can have Claude Code tapping into those skills, which are essentially very specific instructions on how you want something done when it makes sense. So you can have a skill for marketing. You can have a skill for sales. You can have a skill for copywriting. You can have a skill for video editing. And these can all stack and work together to create a really good experience for you. It's one of the reasons why I love Claude Code so much is the ecosystem allows you to build these skills, these plugins, these hooks to really allow it to customize for your needs. So it's asking for my permission to run these things. Again, it's running in my local machine, my terminal. And if you are more technical, you could be in the terminal doing this. But just to keep this high level and accessible to everyone, we're running it in their desktop application. So now it's looking at the project, it's exploring everything that we need to, and it's working on creating this video scene for us. We'll just grab the next 5 here. And then let's see. I'm going to add these additional style tips too into the prompts. Okay, so now it's asking, hey, there's no Remotion project set up here. Where should I create it? So we could say we could create it as a separate project or just create it as a sub project within this. For this situation, I'm just going to create a subfolder within this, and it's going to go and create that project for us. So if I wanted to actually, just to connect the dots here of what Claude Code is doing for us, it's actually going into our machine and in the folder that it's adding and creating that subfolder there. And then within the subfolder, it's starting to create stuff. So Claude Code is literally right now acting on our behalf, using our machine to create these documents that are appearing here, and is programmatically working towards building this video for us. Right now, it's just laying the foundation for us, right? We have an agent working on our behalf to create something really cool. It's a crazy time. All right, so it finished installing the dependencies. Now it's going to start working on creating the scene component and the root file, all right? So it's building up the cold open scene, and then I'm going to say, when you're done with this scene, begin to process the following scenes. And he'll just know when to intelligently start working towards the others. All right, we're back and we got some progress here. So everything is built and running. Here's what we created. So we can open up our local host. And this essentially means that we're running this project locally on our computer and only we will be able to see it. So we can click here. It's going to open this up. And then once this is open, it's going to bring in a window. It's going to bring in a window that looks something like this, right? And so right now it's saying, hey, we have some errors that we got to work through. And that's fine. We'll work through it here. So we'll go back to Claude and we'll say, okay, this is good. It has created this. All right. And to render, we need to render it out. So that's great. That's great. But we have some errors to fix. And now you can do this any other way that you want. But in this situation, I'll just say, I'm going to grab these issues here and I'm just going to paste them right into Claude Code here. And it's going to be able to review those errors and just fix it. And so again, it's just us as orchestrators working with Claude Code and the agent to be able to figure out, what's happening here, giving it eyes and ears to figure out what it needs to fix and whatnot. All right, so it looks like it has already started to fix this, and oh, look at this. All right, so the problem was, all right, it fixed it. It's all good. All right, you ready to see this now? So we have our cold open, host reveal, show covers, title card, and beat full intro. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have different options here. All right, so if we bring in the full intro together, we say loading. Oh, stand by. And it's super quick. Obviously not great yet. There's some things that we could do here. If we're in this motion editor here, we can see the different sequences. We can choose to, edit it a little bit and whatnot. Yeah, this week in AI, wow. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's a couple things that we could do with this. If we wanted to add to the assets, right? It's pulling from the assets, it's trying to get JJ, like obviously it doesn't have me yet, so it's not able to do that. So a way that we would be able to do that is to create a folder in our repo. And so if we go right in over here and we can get in here and we could just say, essentially, let's create a new folder and we're going to name it public, just like it's asking for, right? And then from there, we could bring in a photo of me or anyone else that we want to use. So I'm just going to do a new folder here, or sorry, a new finder here, new finder window, do it up the side. All right, so now I can bring in the folder here that I have, the image to the folder, just make sure it's in the actual Remotion video. All right, now we've added our image there, that's good. Now we can go back and say, I added my image in the public folder for JJ. Please use that instead of the placeholder. All right, so now it's going to start working through and updating the asset that we have here with the actual asset that we just uploaded in our project file. All right, so now we have my image coming up there. That's pretty cool, right? But we want to do more than this. Like, this just isn't creating the kind of textures that we want in the background here. And so I'm going to suggest some other things here. And so I'm going to go back into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, help me generate some complementary background stock footage that I can use behind each of these scenes to create more motion in the background. I want you to spit out an AI prompt for each of these video assets that is just 3 to 5 seconds long that I can use to generate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up a platform called Replicate. And Replicate allows you to use the latest models to generate video. In this case, I'm going to create one with Google VO3. So it allows you to create videos with AI. And it allows you to not have to just subscribe to the full application, like the pricing, which is expensive. You can just pay per prompt, right? And so in this case, I want to create a new AI video with the prompts that ChatGPT just gave me. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT here. And I'm going to ask it for right here. So boom, I'm going to do this and I'm going to have it build this. And the duration, I just want to be 4 seconds. All right, I don't need that. All that is good. We'll get rid of the reference images here. Resolution's fine. So I'm going to run that. And then I'm also going to open up another one. And then I'm going to see if I can run a couple of these at the same time here. Now I'm going to take this one and now I'm going to try something different here for this background. And now essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to generate these assets. And then once I have these assets generated, I'm going to throw it in the public folder, just like I did with my image, to add some more background textures and motion to this video that I'm creating here. Right? Again, we're running this one. Let's see if anyone have come up yet. Not yet. It's starting video generation. All right, we're getting there. Let's do a couple more here. So, boom. All right, so we have a couple of videos that finished here. We have this cool little black background. That's cool. I'll download that. Save that up. This next one is very simple, just emotions here. We could probably tweak this a little bit, but I'm just going to take it for now. There are a couple that haven't worked yet. Those are still in the works. You could tell because green is good, blue is in progress, red is fail. And then the last one here. This, honestly, I don't love this at all, but I'm going to take it just so I can illustrate the concept of what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to minimize this now. And I do want to pull open my folders again. And in my folders, I'm going to take those videos that I just downloaded and I'm going to drag that into the folder. Right? Bring it over here. All right. So now the only thing I do need to figure out is which video is what. So this is going to be our intro 1. This is going to be our middle. Actually, we'll do this as last, and then we'll do this as middle. And now I'm going to let Claude know that these are in there. So for each of the scenes, I want you to use a background video that I have generated. And here are the following ones. For intro, use, and I'm just going to do like the folder name, public intro. And then for middle scenes, you can use public, what do we got here? Middle. And then for ending scene, you can use public ending. This way we have more motion graphics behind each of these elements to bring a more motion rich experience to our introduction video here. All right, cool. So I'm just going to hit this. As you can see here, there's 3 different modes. Ask, it's essentially going to ask, you can have a conversation with it. It's going to start immediately. So code, that's what I'm going to do. Or you can hit plan, which just helps you create a plan right away. I will say like general undertone here is the prompts that I'm using, I'm being pretty lazy in terms of having AI generate the prompts, not even with a prompt format or guideline. Like you can increase the quality of this significantly. I'm just trying to show you how I think about creating this using AI as the core lever here to create the prompts for you, to create the video for you, to create the video assets, like the background assets. Like we're using AI at every single step. And I haven't edited anything yet. I haven't shot anything yet. All this is generated with AI, and it's just incredible what could be done now with AI at every step of the way. All right, so we got it working. As you can see, it's getting there. I mean, there's some things we could do, but the way that we think about this now is that we have Remotion, and we can use AI to like physically generate and go off and generate stuff and drag it into our folder, or we could add additional services. One of the services that we want to use or could use is WaveSpeed AI. That allows you to bring in multiple services such as like 11 Labs or Nano Banana or VO to create these images without actually having to go to replicate like I showed you to download those and whatnot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how you can get started with using Remotion and these other skills to use this API. So I'm going to go back into Claude now, and I'm going to say, I want you to create a new skill around WaveSpeed AI. I'm going to give you the API key that you can use for this. But this is essentially going to allow you to use 3 different image generation or video generation. So we're going to use Nano Banana for any images that we need to generate. We're going to use Google VO3 for any videos we need to generate. And then we're going to use 11 Labs whenever we need to generate any kind of voiceover text. Now, I want you to create a skill that works in tandem with Remotion. So whenever Remotion is creating these video assets, we can use this skill to generate any kind of needed assets for the video, images, or voiceover. Okay, so create this skill, and then I'm going to paste in the API key that you need for WaveSpeed AI to get this going. Now I'm just going to bring this off screen so you can't see it. All right. And it's going to start generating this for me here. Here we go. Great. So it's now generating this. And now what I wanted to do is after this works on creating this skill, we're going to be able to use this skill along with Remotion skill to create more advanced video assets that give you voiceover, image capability, video capability, all within Claude Code. So you don't have to go to other platforms. All right. It finished doing everything. It created a new skill. And with that new skill, it's leveraging the API for WaveSpeed. And in there, where it gave it access to Nano Banana VO3 11 Labs. All right. Now it's letting us know that it's going to handle this automatically for us. All right. So now what I want to do is tell Claude Code that I want you to create a overview for the intro and then use a voiceover on top of that. Okay. So here we go. All right. Using the skill that we just created for WaveSpeed, I want you to now use 11 Labs to create a script for a opening voiceover, introducing the audience to the podcast, using a voice that sounds similar to me, a guy in my 30s, and voiceovering the whole thing, and then add it to the Remotion video, please. All right, so now it's going to work with 11 Labs using the skill that we just created to create a voiceover for the intro and then add it into the Remotion video. We are skill stacking here. Remotion, creating videos. WaveSpeed, allowing you to use multiple APIs with one endpoint with using a skill that we created there. And again, this skill, we could use it outside of Remotion. We could use this skill just for any kind of image generation or image video generation, etc. These skills, once you add them to your repo, to your projects, you can just use them in many different ways. So it's almost like a plugin. It's an ability to do more, to train your employee to do it. You can now do it in many different ways. So here's the plan that it came across. Look at the script it has. Where is it? Hey, I'm JJ. AI news, builds, founder stories this week in AI. Let's get into it. It created the script for us. Now it's going to be generating the voiceover using the skill that we have created. All right, so it just created the audio. Now Claude Code is actually downloading the audio for me, adding it to my assets folder. Did it just happen? There it is. Look at that. Voiceover, added it right there. It's added the voiceover to the video. And now it looks like we're going to be able to play this thing. Let's see what we got.
Hey, I'm JJ. AI news, builds, founder stories. This week in AI. Let's get into it.
The future is here, ladies and gentlemen. We have created a video without actually shooting any video. We created AI assets. We created AI voiceovers. And we created the skills that allow you to stack all this together that you can actually do like really good stuff with going forward. Again, to pull back for here for a second, you can use this in a million different ways. You can programmatically use this skill with Claude Code to create these videos at like insane speed. Like you can go scrape the internet for hooks and ideas and then have Claude loop through and create videos for all those hooks and ideas and then have a skill that automatically posts those. Like the way that you could take this is as much as your creativity. And we did not use the terminal. We didn't do any kind of coding. We didn't do anything. We're just leveraging AI, really just talking to Claude Code, and it's doing it all for us. So if you don't have Claude Code yet, go get yourself a $20 subscription. It's going to be the best $20 you spend all year. Get access to Remotion, install the skill, work to create your own skills, start to build up a library for you and your skills that work best. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. And if you're a really good Claude Code developer, let me know. I'm going to put a link to our application for Claude Code developers in the link to the description of this video. It is a community for the best Claude Code developers in the world. So maybe I'll see you there, or maybe I'll see you in my next video. Either way, peace.